I'm back from a 10-year hiatus to talk about my favorite Pokemon, and a very controversial inclusion, and more importantly, just design, of Mega Dragonite. Also, please don't shoot me on my opinions on it, it's a fictional derpy dragon. So let's get first into the reason why Dragonite is my favorite. And probably the same reasons for some of you if it's your favorite Pokemon and you're a Dragonite glazer too. It can be portrayed in many and various different types of ways. It essentially has multiple personality syndrome. It could have been the pet of the guy from the movie Split with the amount of personalities a Dragonite can exhibit. The ways a Dragonite can be seen or act is a goofy loaf type, pretty much just kind-hearted, a majestic and whimsical type, an angry and pissed type, or a badass type just ready to go to war. Hell, Dragonite has even been employed. Which some of you might not know. It was a literal mailman. Peep the mailman hat. And for Dragonite being a Gen 1 Pokemon, it is wild seeing the jump from Stage 2 to Stage 3. Normally Gen 1 was conservative with a lot of things that it did. Like fighting types were all human-shaped, and mainly were pissed, fierce, and had some type of accessory, like gloves or a belt. The evolutions were pretty gradual, and were very safe, with nothing too crazy, for the most part. All three starters, you can say, they have an obvious and easy progression as a final evolution, like Charmander to Charmeleon to Charizard. Dragonite is crazy because how do you go from Dragonair to Dragonite? Dude hits level 55 and grows arms, hands, legs, feet, wings, and changes from blue to orange. You would think Dragonair would evolve into a Gyarados or Melodic. Both got long tails, snake-like shapes, and closer to Dragonair's color palette. Also, I stopped watching the Pokemon anime a long time ago, but the anime definitely did it justice. Yes, the Mew movie was cool seeing him as a mailman, but look how they showcased Drake's Dragonite. You remember that, League? Damn, Pokemon knew 10 moves. Look at this chart. Hell, here's a quick video to showcase all the moves it knew.
Dragonite, Water Gun! Dragonite! Charizard dodges Dragonite! Dragonite, use your Slam Attack now!
Even Action Replay can't cheat that hard. Remember those? Yeah, I used to use that shit to the mud. Had 20 different legendaries in a minute span. I'm pretty sure at that point, it was the first Pokemon to showcase it knowing more than 4 moves at a time. And hell, it broke it just ×2. Later on, you would see more Pokemon know like 5 moves, but Dragonite's bag, yeah, it was that deep. And in the games, I remember I was able to know a bunch of high-level offensive moves that had different typings. A 10-year-old boy's dream. It can learn Ice Beam, Thunder, Thunderbolt, Hyper Beam, Flamethrower, and so on. Also F Lance for having 3 Dragonites under the required level of 55. What was he doing to them? I know he wanted to see that red Gyarados because he wanted to add that to his list of unnatural Pokemon. Also, look at Dragonite through a computer. Yeah, fuck AI. Last reason I love it is it's very gender neutral and can be portrayed as a female or male, just like Eevee. You can easily see Dragonite being a male, and you could easily see it being a female. It's nice to see Pokemon gender neutral to where it could go either way by personality and slight appearance changes. A lot of Pokemon, even if they could be caught and gendered either way, they're clearly seen as one gender. Like Gardevoir, Lopunny, God forbid with that Pokemon, Melodic, Primarina, Delphox, Goodra, they're all heavily favored being a female. Houndoom, Incineroar, Hitmonchan, Salamence, Lucario, and Greninja, they're all heavily favored being a male. And Trubbish is trash. No random strays, just facts. Remember, for every Giratina, you need a Seedot. Anyways, that's enough glazing on my goat. Let's get into my thoughts of the Mega evolution of it. Once again, it's a fictional derpy dragon. Please take that into account after hearing my opinions. The Mega, yeah, say that 5 times fast, was shown during the most recent Pokemon Direct during the 2-minute trailer for Legend ZA. Which also Legend Arceus would probably be a million times better than Legend ZA, but that's another story for another time. I respect the route they were taking, and I'm here for it, but I feel it just missed the mark. It's clearly inspired and supposed to lean on it being like an actual, obvious evolution to Dragonair. Dragonair had a long tail with 2 beads on it, 2 wings on its head, and a white sharp horn on its head. The Mega took the wings on its head, but made them even bigger, put the white sharp horn on its head, and lastly, gave it a much longer tail with one bead on it. So there are plenty of similarities to the Mega and Dragonair, but everything is exaggerated and goofy. I'm not saying I'm mad about the route they went, but I think they just could have been executed slightly better. I think they could have made the horn a little bigger, maybe made Dragonite's a hole a little thinner, add 2 beads, and change Dragonite's antennas for its wings. These would all be Dragonair physical appearance similarities. And the biggest thing I'm surprised they didn't do was make Dragonite blue. I'm really hoping at least the shiny's pink or blue, but I'm prepping for the worst. God, green is going to start a war online. This is going to be me when they reveal that the shiny's green. Megas can change color because look at Charizard. The X version is black, so there is a precedent where a Mega can change colors from the evolution. You guys think possibly Dragonite's getting 2 versions of a Mega, and they only wanted to show 1? Yeah, I might just be coping. It feels more or less they just kept Dragonite the same, but with a long-ass tail and stupid-ass wings on his head. They didn't even make it skinnier or taller or anything. Just a tail and wings. And I get it. A lot of Megas aren't that far off from the original. Like, look at Marwile. The biggest 2 additions to it is getting another Venus flytrap head, and instead of having a skirt, it has parachute pants. And I think that works perfectly, to be honest. All my homies love Mega Marwile. Nothing too crazy of a change, but enough to definitely change it up. And the easiest thing to do with Megas is make features, dare I say, Mega, or just bigger. Which, to be fair, Dragonite did. Obviously, the dumbass wings on its head and tail. I think many wanted Dragonite to actually be fierce, but I didn't want that, because that's not what Dragonite is. At its core, it's pretty derpy and happy. They wanted to be more like a dragon such as Garchomp or Salamence, and that just wasn't going to happen. Nor did I want that to happen. I just want him to actually look more like Dragonair and not a Xenoblade character. Okay, but one thing that goes hard is its description for the Mega. Every time I say that, it sounds worse. Mega Pokemon sounds better than bigger Pokemon, so I guess I'll take that. But for its description, quote, it says, "Even its kind-hearted nature is powered up. Ending a Pokemon match quickly is an act of kindness towards its opponent. Its kind-hearted nature gets amplified when it Mega Evolves, and it launches powerful attacks at its opponents with a smile." You guys hearing this shit? It's basically Mercy killing his opponent. Dragonite is so OP that right before you get Mega Hyper Beamed, you see that derpy, fat goofball smile at you while it's preparing a nuke. That's just insane. Now let's look at a few concept arts from Twitter on Mega Dragonite. First one is solid. See, it still has a long ass tail with the beads on it and the huge ass wings. I take this over the one we got. Very similar to the real one we got, but just positioning its wings on a different spot just helped a million times more. And once again, not look like a Xenoblade character. Nothing changed too crazy, but it gets the job done. Crazy what the slightest little difference to a Pokemon can do for it. Second one, it's probably the way a good amount of people wanted the direction to go, but once again, I did not want it to do that. Dragonite is not menacing, pissed, ultra-masculine dragon like Salamence or Garchomp. That's not gonna happen. He is kind and derpy at heart. I do like some aspects though. Love the multiple horns going down from its head to back, and didn't even think about the beads on it being on its chest instead of its tail. Those 2 features are really cool, but you know, with the wings, not really a big fan. The wings kind of look more of a cape than actual wings. And honestly, the Dragonite almost looks like the Pokemon version of Lance. So yeah, this design does not do it for me, Chief. It ain't it. But I do like some aspects of it. And for the final one. Third one, definitely feels 50-50. It kept the big ass wings on its head, but then added even more wings. Wings on its back and legs. And honestly, I might even take this to the original. Yes, there's a lot going on, but I think they could tweak it a little. Maybe at that point, just make all the wings a little smaller to avoid clustering. But adding multiple of a feature can work. Just a matter of how much you can multiply a feature, because look at Blastoise, instead of 2 cannons, you got 3. Marwile, once again, went from 1 head to 2 heads, so I feel like this can work, just maybe with a little tweaking. Anyways, who knows, maybe the design will grow on me. I remember I didn't like Hisuian Typhlosion a lot, but now I love it. So some things just take time and opinions can change. I know online and on the internet, They just don't believe that that can happen. But yes, opinions can change. Also, please let the shiny be pink or blue.